Hey, good day to you. This is Todd. I am a regular dude walking in the Word. Hey, yesterday I told you that we're going to conclude chapter 17 today. Well, that's not true. I actually have another page of notes that we're concluding it tomorrow. How about that? We have two more episodes on chapter 17. So today I wanted to talk about Abram is still trying to help God out of a pickle. We had an episode quite a while back where God is trying to help. It's episode 49, helping God out of a pickle. Well, Abraham doesn't learn his lesson, and it's just a short time later that he's doing the same thing. He's trying to help God out of a pickle. He's like, oh no, God's really got himself into a bind. What am I going to do? How can I help him out here? And he does it here in this passage. He's like, oh God, he promised way too much. How can that possibly happen? I might have my daughter might go, hey Dad, if you do this for me, I'll take you to Taco Bell. Well, my one daughter can't drive, so I need to drive her to Taco Bell. And then we get there and she might go, you know what? I forgot my money at home. And so I end up buying the Taco Bell. Okay. And I'm helping her out of the pickle because she kind of overpromised. She can't drive me there and she can't pay for my food. And so we try and do that sometimes too with God. We go, oh God, he promised, too much, and let me try and help him out here. And Abraham, the father of faith, did the same thing. And there's so much we can learn from that because he is an example here of how he followed God. He was a father of faith, yet he still messes up all along the way. Okay, so it gives us hope. He's not, the perfect guy. So let's read today Genesis 17 verses 15 through 22. It's 15 to 22. And it's the same thing we read yesterday, but I'm stressing this point today, how Abraham is trying to get him out of a pickle. God also said to Abraham, as far as Sarah your wife, you are no longer to call her Sarah, her name shall be Sarai, her name shall be called Sarah. I will bless her and will surely give you a son by her. I will bless her so that she will be the mother of nations. Kings of peoples will come from her. Abraham fell face down and laughed and said to himself, will a son be born to a man 100 years old? Will Sarah bear a child at the age of 90? And Abraham said to God, if only Ishmael might live under your blessing. Okay. Now, if you would have, people half that age today, they're probably not bearing children at this point. Some might, but very few at that point. That's half the age. But I guarantee you're not seeing any woman that's 90 years old giving birth and with the father that's 100 years old. That's just not happening. And it wasn't happening then either. And so Abraham, laughs because that sounds like craziness. Okay. And he's thinking to himself, oh, great. God overpromised. What can we do here? Then God said, yes, but your wife Sarah will bear you a son and you will. Oh, I'm sorry. Verse 17, Abraham fell face down. He laughed and said to himself, will a son be born to a man 100 years old? Will Sarah bear a child at the age of 90? And Abraham said to God, if only Ishmael might live under your blessing. Then God said, yes, but your wife Sarah will bear you a son, and you will call him Isaac. I will establish my covenant with him as an everlasting covenant for his descendants after him. And as for Ishmael, I have heard you, and I will surely bless him. I will make him fruitful and will greatly increase his numbers. He will be the father of 12 rulers, and I will make him into a great nation. But my covenant I will establish with Isaac, whom Sarah will bear to you by this time next year. When he had finished speaking with Abraham, God went up from him. Okay, so we had talked about it yesterday. In this covenant here, God lays it out, and he says, you're going to have a son through Sarah. You're going to name him Isaac, and he's going to be born to you by this time next year. Okay. So all that was laid out. As Abraham is hearing this, he's overwhelmed, and he's thinking, this is impossible. God is way over promising, and he surely can't deliver this. Okay. And so he does what he's done in the past. He tries to help God out. And where it happens is in verse 18. And Abraham said to God, if only Ishmael might live under your blessing. Ishmael, if you remember, he was the son of the servant, of the slave, that God had not ordained that at all. God had never said, oh, you know what, let's do the slave woman. This all started because they were trying to help God out earlier with this. And Sarah goes, oh, you know what? I don't think God can do this. So let's have the slave girl come in here, and she can be your wife too. Okay? And so they were trying to help God out there. It didn't go well. Okay? And you think now, like, oh yeah, they'll do this and it will go well. It still does not go well. God says here, you know what? You want Ishmael to be blessed too. Yeah, he's going to be blessed. And he's going to have, have 12 rulers, be the father of 12 rulers and all that. The sad thing about this was this. You had the descendants of Ishmael were the people that were always against Israel. Okay? Those people have always been in conflict from that point to this very day. Okay? And so Abraham thought, I'm going to help God out. What he did is he created a disaster, okay? And we try and do that same thing. We try and go, oh, I think we need to help God out and do this thing and not trust God. And we end up creating a disaster. And that's what Abraham did here. He was like, oh, I wish Ishmael could do it. And God says, oh, your wish has come true. Ishmael will be blessed. And it's been a curse to Israel to this very day, with all those nations that came from Ishmael always being against Israel. Okay? So, follow God, obey God, and don't try and help God out. He doesn't need your help. Thanks for watching. I'm a regular dude walking in the Word. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow as we continue our journey through Genesis. Lord's blessing. I'll see you then.